Hey everyone, Jackie here from Flaherty Fitness, and I'm coming at you this week with another tip on how to stay fit at home. We've been through a bunch of separate tips before. You can check my YouTube page for all of our past videos, but today I want to talk about turning it up a notch and how to make exercises harder when that you don't necessarily have heavier weights at home. So we're going to take a really easy prop that everybody should have. We're going to take a book. I only have one book in my gym out here. If you have more than one book, you can use more than one book for this. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to upgrade our lunges with a simple book. You want to make sure whatever book you choose is one that you feel comfortable standing on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this book down on the ground. You can go ahead and grab a weight. If you have a weight at home, grab a medicine ball if you have a medicine ball, or just go with simple body weight. And what we're going to do is you're going to take your front foot, you're going to put it up on top of this book. So my foot is a little large, so I'm going to flip it the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and put my front foot up on the book, and I want to make sure that my heel is nice and secure on the book. I'm not hanging off the back of it. All right. So I've got my foot flat on the book, and I'm going to take my other foot, start standing next to that front foot. I'm going to step back into a lunge, inhaling as I go down, and then exhaling as I come up out of that lunge. So as I come up out of this lunge, I really want to focus on pressing through that right front heel. So inhale, exhale, press through and drive up. We'll do two more on this side, and then we'll switch sides so we get nice and even on both sides. Last one. Nice. Good. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides. So you're going to feel some more engagement through that front glute and hamstring, keeping your front foot elevated like that. I want you to think about pulling yourself up with that front glute and hamstring as you stand here. So now we'll go ahead and put our left foot on the book. Make sure your foot is nice and flat, heels up on there. I'm going to inhale, step back into my lunge. Exhale as I come forward, thinking about pulling myself up with that front glute and hamstring on that left leg. So same thing, we'll do 5. So you should start to go feel your leg working a little more here. Last one. Done. Good. And you'll just notice that it's a different sensation than doing a lunge with both feet on the ground. The second thing we're going to do with this book is we're going to use it for a push-up. So we'll offset push-up. Now, if you have a kettlebell or a block dumbbell, you can always put one hand on the dumbbell or one hand on the kettlebell and the other hand on the ground for the push-up. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to take our book. I'm going to go ahead and put my right hand on the book. My left hand is going to come down onto the ground. And we're going to use that setup for our push-up. So I'm going to set up in my push-up position. Hands are directly underneath my shoulders with my right hand up on the book. Legs come up off the ground, slight tuck of those hips. Abs are tight, heels are pressed back, shoulders are down out of my ears. Inhale down into that push-up. Exhale, press up out of that. Okay? So you're going to start to feel, you might feel a little bit more in that shoulder on the elevated arm. That's okay. It's an offset push-up. It's going to be a little bit more shoulder centric. So then you'll want to do about 5 of those on each side as well. Then you can go ahead, switch sides, same thing. Hands go directly underneath your shoulders. Now my left hand is up on that book. Legs are up, hips are slightly tucked. Inhale, come down. Exhale, press up out of that. All right. Our third exercise that we're going to do with the book is a Russian twist. So you see Russian twists a lot of different ways. You see people in the gym with their legs up, looking crazy, going super fast. Well, we're going to do it today with you're going to hold your book and we're going to try and do it so we actually feel this in our midsection and we're getting good work in that we're not feeling it in our hip flexors. So you want to go ahead, take your legs, bend them out in front of you. Now, you can always leave your heels on the ground. An advanced version would be to take your heels up off the ground. A common thing that we see here is a lot of rounded posture. We want to think about taking our chest and pressing it up, okay? Not lifting our chin, keeping it nice and neutral. From this position, you're going to control turn to the right. Eyes follow your hands. Come back to the center, pause. Control turn to the left. Come back to the center, pause. Notice my posture stays nice and tall the whole time. I'm never rounding or letting those shoulders collapse. So, same thing. You can take it up a level by taking your heels up off the ground. Inhale as you control turn to the left. Exhale as you bring it back to the center. Inhale as we go to the right. Exhale as you come back to the center. So you can go ahead and experiment with different time frames there. You can start with 15 seconds and work your way up to 30 seconds. You can start with 5 reps to each side. and work your way up to 10. But those are some great exercises that you can do with a simple book. If you have two books, don't be afraid to stack them for your lunges and for your push-ups. You're going to get all sorts of new sensations. I hope you enjoy the tips. Let me know if you have any questions. See you soon.